Hi, everyone. So, where are the slides? Oh, okay, starting. So, you read the title Web3, right? Is it a surprise at all we're talking about Web3? Because Web3 is on every mouth, per se. So, today we're going to talk about the Web3 economy and basically how we transition to the Web3 economy. So, I believe everyone has heard about Web3 somewhere, right? Everyone, or is it no one has heard about Web3, or is it a surprise to everyone? If it is so, then we want to really take a look at what's going on in this world. It's a crazy world we live in. You heard about crazy inflation, you heard about climate change. We're actually destroying the planet for the sake of progress. Resource shortages, especially in Europe, apparently. So maybe we're thinking it's about time to get back to basics and see for a more socially responsible world. Why not? Okay. I'm Sophie Plau. I'm the CEO of Devancy. We are a Web3 financial services company. And we believe Web3 is the key to making this world a better place. We believe Web3 and DeFi can power a more sustainable economy. Why? Well, here's the thing. Web3 is decentralized, permissionless, it's open, it's interoperable, it's non-custodial, programmable, it's immutable. It means it's something that you can cryptographically verify, so it's safe on a blockchain. And it comes with token-based economics and governance system, which make the whole thing interesting, because when it comes to socially responsibility, talking about inclusivity is pretty much what Web3 is orientating the whole economy to. At two levels, by the way. Globally, because it's accessible to everyone, and locally, because since it is programmable, you can adapt it to ethical, cultural, or religious beliefs. Now, when it comes to sustainability, it turns out that taking a look at the numbers in power consumption in terawatt hour per year, just to let you know that Bitcoin, which has a bad reputation of being very energy intensive, actually consumes 3 times less energy than just YouTube. YouTube, your favorite video platform, okay? And not talking about Ethereum, which actually consume less than 0.01 terawatt hour per year. Now, what about the economic viability? Taking a look at Web 2, it's all about centralization. It's all about big corporations collecting and using data for their corporate use, using people's data, basically. So it's all centralized, right? Now, when you get to use social network, you think it's free. Actually, when something is free, it might be because you are the product, okay? So the same thing goes for, as you work for a company, service providers, and you mingle around financial market, even dealing with the banks, everything is centralized. You don't have any control over your data. Now, in a Web3 world, people have full ownership of their data. And this actually turns the table, because as you can imagine it by having a look at the graphics, well, the users are the real builders of the ecosystem, basically. They're not merely just users or beneficiaries of some centralized platform, but in return, I mean, they owning their own data make them being at the heart of the economy, basically. So we want to take a look at the economic viability through 3 perspectives, basically. First is corporate governance. What will be the company of tomorrow? Stakeholder participation. What will be how everything would be moving, in the ecosystem. And thirdly, talking about business models that are actually something that is probably going to change with Web3, and we're going to give you a hint about it. So first, corporate governance. Definitely, the future of work is not corporate. If you have a doubt, then take a look at I don't want you to read the text, but I mean, Imagine a world where everything is decentralized. So we're dealing with DAO, which means decentralized autonomous organizations, and Web3 networks. So we're coming from a centralized corporation kind of configuration, where the power and profit are extracted via claimed ownership on the value production of others, to a world where it's free, it's fair, it's a fair society where many stakeholders share fractional ownership in the system they contribute to. So if you take a look at the picture, on Web3, it's likely that companies will actually look like small mini nations or mini economies by themselves. So how is it going to work? Stakeholder participation, like I said, it's very important because the users will be, the people would be at the heart of everything. Instead of being in an economy where everything is user data driven, we'll be in an economy where earning and incentivization on a network is key, so that the users contribute the right way to the overall profit. So incentivization is really important, and you see with the picture that the profits are actually distributed through, across the network to all the users. Now, I was talking about the business models. We are coming from a work-to-earn business model where, there's a traditional value change in play. So you work to earn. You're basically an employee working for companies or corporations that needs to be profitable. Now, in the Web3 world, people having full ownership of their data, you can't do this anymore. What you have to do is probably to tokenize in the first place. Tokenize means we want to create avatars of real-world things. You can tokenize pretty much everything. You can tokenize real estate, you can tokenize value, and I even heard you can tokenize fiat currencies, right? And some governments are really trying hard to do that. So you would start with tokenization and make it possible for the users to manage it. Manage the tokens means you can do things like stacking. You can buy the tokens. You can borrow. You can lend as well. And you can do many things with the token being digitalized on a network. You can do pretty much anything you want with the tokens. Like if you were to sell your property, or you want to rent your property, this is something you can do through the blockchain with an initial tokenization. So managing means you can do a lot more things than you can do, for today, where everything is scattered and all the data are actually centralized into those big corporations. Now, the last thing we can do with Web3 is actually to move your money. And you don't need anyone to do that. You would just do it as you wish. So it's all decentralized, so there's no intermediaries. I don't want you to read all this literature, but for those who would be interested in the details, then just ask for the slide. We'll send it over to you. But basically, I'm explaining the whole thing that I was just explaining about tokenization, management of the tokens, and moving the tokens around. Now, having said that, there are a couple of things that we can't really decentralize. First is findability. Taking a look at Web3, the main problem with Web3 is actually all fragmented. You deal with multiple blockchains, multiple wallets, multiple protocols. I don't want to have to be a geek in order to use Web3, right? And basically, Web3 it's in its infancy, so it means there's a lot of progress in the findability area. Another thing about Web3 is safe access. You've heard that Web3 is not regulated, it's dangerous sometimes. You need to do your own research, so DYOR, so it's not just a fancy French brand, luxury brand. So it's do your own research, really. We incentivize you to do your own research, not to deal with scammers, for example. So another thing about something that cannot be decentralized is really risk management. Risk management, talking about the risk related to crypto by itself. The volatility, for example. the unpredictability as well. So that is something that we need to really tame in order to, and the thing is, basically crypto is hard to understand even for the veteran, just like myself. And then you're dealing with systemic risk as well. Systemic risk means a whole system can collapse because it wasn't well designed at the beginning. Don't know if you guys have heard about the Luna thing, but it was a catastrophe, right? So that was a big thing that happened in the crypto world recently. So in order to solve all of this, we would need a one-stop shop platform in order to solve the findability problem. To solve the safe access problem, we would probably need curated content on the platform. And in order to cater for risk management, then we probably need a lot of market intelligence and risk management tools that users just can't create by themselves. So the things we thought about was just to create something that is called CeFi DeFi aggregator platform, which is actually a way for us to transition from the traditional finance to the Web3 economy. So CeFi DeFi means centralized, decentralized finance. And this is done in 9 areas: identity, asset management, remittance, loans, margin trading, exchange, insurance, market predictions, and we want to take advantage of the Web3 interoperability. Now, talking about sustainability, of course, we're planning on dealing with sustainable finance. It means, we need to have some capabilities that are even better than today, like in terms of energy consumption. And like I said, it's a very good start already, since the whole DeFi system consumes less energy than the whole traditional finance system. It requires a lot of capabilities, 3 basically: the vision and leadership of sustainable finance for the leaders, an agile team that can deal with Web3 and all the cybersecurity that goes along with it, and business talents. And business talents can be found in the traditional world. Data scientists, quants, traders, they're all there. They just need to be attracted to the Web3 economy. This is what's going on these days. Then sustainable finance, we mean socially responsible and inclusive, economically viable, and environmental protective. So if you want to take a look at what we've started and what we're doing, come and visit us at our exchange, which is Lord Token. It's how we started. And we also have a booth out there in Pavilion 5. So come and meet us. We'd be very, very happy to deal and respond to your questions. So thank you very much.